I remember, and I'm sure many of you remember this, playing GTA 4 online on PlayStation 3. I absolutely loved this game. It was so bare bones and basic. There was no character customization. You basically spawned in a random NPC model. There were no missions. You couldn't own any cars. You couldn't own any type of vehicle at all. No weapons. You picked them up off the ground. And you definitely didn't own any kind of businesses. Basically, all you could do was explore the map, race your friends, or kill your friends or other people. It was very basic, but I would spend hours playing it with my friends, and I had some great times. I was always like just laughing and having a great time. Now, fast forward 15 or so years, GTA Online is completely different. There are countless missions, countless races, vehicles, properties, and businesses. It's a proper kind of crime simulator now, where you basically, from scratch, build up your own criminal empire. And lots of people have done that over the years. And, people play it every day still. It's a huge game. It's been a huge success for Rockstar, probably far beyond what they ever imagined it would be. You can own, various drug businesses. You can sell stolen goods. You can sell weapons and cars. You can forge counterfeit money. You can do heists. Basically, you name it, and you can do it in GTA Online. And even businesses that aren't kind of on the face of it linked to crime do have a criminal side to them. So, like the nightclub and the arcades, for example. But, and I could be very wrong here, please feel free to disagree with me, but I feel like in recent updates there's been a little bit of a shift. Obviously, like this is just complete speculation, and it's just my own general feelings. Lots of people might disagree with me, but it feels like there's been less of a focus. It's still there, but it's less of a focus on crime and an attempt at making some sort of more, I suppose, legitimate sources of income in the game. And now I'm not saying this is a bad thing at all, by the way. But if we look at the most recent update, the bottom dollar bounties DLC, we work as a bounty hunter. We have our own bounty hunting business with Maud's daughter, the most annoying character to ever be introduced in GTA Online. Well, actually, she's one of because Dax is pretty high up there as well. And the number of calls that you get from Lester and Dave, that kind of puts them up there as well, I suppose. But we know this Bottom Dollar Bounties DLC was originally supposed to be a police update, but it was worked because of the Black Lives Matter protests over the past few years. Although it's still very much a police-focused update. We essentially are a police officer in all but name. We work with Vincent, who's a police officer. We take down corrupt cops, we take down criminals, and we arrest fugitives. And we can even, buy a whole load of police cars, which we can customize and use to do dispatch work. In this latest update, we've also seen, fairly recently, in the past few days, the introduction of the Pizza This missions. This is kind of a throwback to older GTA games. These kind of missions were in them before, where you essentially work as a pizza delivery driver. That's it. You drive a scooter, it's incredibly slow, you deliver pizzas before they get cold, you get paid, you get a tip. The payouts are terrible, and it's a terrible way of making money, but it's not about making money. And the same goes for the taxi missions, which were introduced fairly recently. We can own our own taxi. There are a couple, you've got the standard taxi, but then you can also buy a kind of classic version, and there's also a souped up kind of faster version. This is, again, very basic work. We pick passengers up, we drop them off where they want to go. Then we pick someone else up, we drop them off at their destination. We try to not drive too erratically to scare them. We get paid, we get a tip. Again, the pay is terrible. The work is tedious and can be it's very repetitive and somewhat boring as well, quite frankly. Not really something you would expect to be putting in a game like GTA, a game where you can go and have a shootout with a motorcycle gang, or you can carry out a heist on a tropical island. Who wants to drive around in a taxi dropping off NPCs, or delivering pizzas to houses halfway across the map on a slow scooter? But these, again, it's not about that. That's kind of the point. We've also seen in recent updates the tow truck service, again, pretty mundane, and even the animal photography challenge, which has been kind of linked to the whole park ranger thing. I think you get a park ranger outfit or something. But these are things that aren't crime-related necessarily, but they're more focused on role-playing. I think that's kind of the point, role-playing, right? And this got me thinking about the next version of GTA Online, because we know that last year, Rockstar announced that they bought CFX.RE. Had to read that there. But it's the team behind 5M and RedM, as they say in their statement, which are these hugely successful role-playing communities. I personally have never played them myself, but I've seen plenty of videos on YouTube, and I'm sure you have too. These are massive communities, really popular, and they're essentially the GTA 5 map, but they are, or GTA Online map, I suppose, but they are about role-playing. You don't have the same businesses and so on that you do in GTA Online. You have even modded cars and so on. And this has always been like a bit of a weird thing for Rockstar, because it's like separate to them, but it obviously mods on all their work. So this was, I think, a really sensible move by them to kind of claim them. And they say in their statement from last August, over the past few years, we've watched with excitement as Rockstar's creative community have found new ways to expand the possibilities of GTA 5 and Red Dead Redemption 2, particularly through the creation of dedicated roleplay servers. As a way to further support those efforts, we recently expanded our policy on mods to officially include those made by the roleplay creative community. By partnering with the CFX.RE team, we will help them find new ways to support this incredible community and improve the services they provide to their developers and players. We look forward to sharing more in the weeks and months ahead. Now, there hasn't actually been much more on this, but since this announcement, there has been a lot of speculation about how Rockstar might work these role-playing communities, or the role-playing servers, into GTA Online, particularly the next version of GTA Online 2.0, let's call it, although it will probably just be called GTA Online again. Now, I think they'll always be kept separate because just that's the way that I think the roleplay community wants it, and not everyone that plays GTA Online wants to do roleplay. Some people are just griefers, you know? So I think they will be kept separate, but I could definitely see, from what I've explained so far with the pizza and the taxi work and the police work, how role-playing elements could be integrated into GTA Online 2.0, let's call it, in a more prominent way, I suppose, by introducing these kinds of businesses and missions, so that there's a bit of variety in the game. Now, I could be completely wrong, and this could just be me making stuff up, but I think it would be really interesting to do this. I think some of the criminal work in GTA Online is a bit repetitive, and it's been like that for a while now. This is an 11-year-old game now, and it's getting a bit tired and a bit repetitive. So anything like this that freshens it up a bit, I think, is a good thing, and it's good to have variety. So I would like kind of your thoughts on this, and if this was a thing where, we had more roleplay elements in GTA Online 2.0, what kind of jobs would you like to be able to do, for example? Maybe that's a thing where you can do different jobs. What jobs would you like to see? Personally, I'd love to see like a private investigator update where you can work as a private investigator, which I suppose isn't that different from the, bounty hunter. But, you can basically already play as a cop. You can play as a taxi driver, a nightclub owner even, although that is obviously linked to crime in a way. Sorry, there's like a military helicopter going overhead. But yeah, I'd be interested to hear what other people think and what jobs they might like to do in a kind of role-playing capacity in GTA Online 2.0. Now, I think ultimately I should just say that GTA Online is always going to be a game about crime and a crime simulator. I mean, it's literally called Grand Theft Auto. It is about being a criminal, but I think it wouldn't hurt and would probably enhance the game to introduce a bit of variety so that people can play the game however they like it.